Last week, you promised yourself you'd save money. Yet, somehow you're scrolling through Amazon at 2 a.m. buying stuff you don't need. Sound familiar? Here's the brutal truth. Your brain is making decisions for you that you would never make if you were thinking clearly. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop it. But first, if you're someone who wants to understand why people do the things they do, and how to use this knowledge to actually get what you want in life, then you need to watch this entire video, because what I'm about to reveal will change how you see every conversation, every negotiation, every decision you make. Let's start with something crazy. Your brain processes 11 million bits of information every second, but you can only consciously handle 40 bits. That means 99.99996% of your decision-making is happening without you even realizing it. This creates what psychologists call cognitive biases, systematic errors in thinking that make you believe you're making smart choices when you're actually being manipulated by your own brain. The big 3 biases destroying your life. 1. Confirmation bias, the echo chamber trap. You're scrolling through social media right now, and everything you see confirms what you already believe. It's not because you're right about everything. It's because your brain is literally avoiding information that challenges your worldview. It's like having a personal yes man in your head 24/7. 2. Anchoring bias, the first impression prison. The first price you see anchors your entire perception of value. That's why car dealerships always show you the expensive car first, why restaurants put expensive dishes at the top of the menu, and why dating apps show you the most attractive people first. Your brain gets stuck on that first number like super glue. 3. Availability bias. The news makes you stupid. Shark attacks kill fewer people than vending machines, but you bet you'd be more afraid of swimming than using a Coke machine. Why? Because your brain mistakes easy to remember for likely to happen. The news industry is literally programming your fears through this bias. Here's where it gets dark. These biases aren't accidents. They're being weaponized against you every single day by companies, politicians, and marketers who understand human psychology better than you understand yourself. Dr. Robert Cialdini spent decades studying what actually makes people say yes. His research identified 7 psychological triggers that work 90% of the time, regardless of culture, education, or intelligence. The 7 secret weapons of influence. 1. Reciprocity, the favor trap. Someone does you a small favor, and suddenly you feel obligated to repay them, often with something much more valuable. Restaurants increase tips by 23% just by giving you an unexpected mint. Amazon knows this, which is why they show you recommended for you items after you've bought something. 2. Commitment and consistency, the identity lock. Once you publicly commit to something, your brain literally experiences physical discomfort when you don't follow through. This is why successful people make their goals public. They're using this psychological law on themselves. 3. Social proof, the herd mentality. You decide what to do by watching what others do. That's why restaurants put fake lines outside, why influencers have fake followers, and why reviews matter more than the actual product. Your brain treats what others do as a shortcut for what I should do. 4. Authority, the expert illusion. You obey people who seem like experts, even when they're not. That's why actors in white coats can sell you worthless products, why fake LinkedIn certificates work, and why doctor in someone's name makes everything sound more credible. 5. Liking, the similarity trap. You say yes to people you like. That's why successful salespeople find common ground first, why job interviewers ask about your hobbies, and why politicians shake so many hands. Similarity equals influence. 6. Scarcity, the FOMO algorithm. Your brain values things more highly when they're scarce. That's why limited time offers work, why exclusive memberships cost more, and why sold-out items seem more desirable than available ones. 7. Unity, the tribal psychology. You obey people who are like you. This is why sports teams have uniforms, why companies have mascots, and why political campaigns emphasize real Americans versus others. The neuroscience reveal. When you find something persuasive, 3 specific brain regions light up: the dorsomedial prefrontal cortex, posterior superior temporal sulcus, and temporal poles. These are the same regions that activate when you're thinking about other people's thoughts and emotions. The decision-making brain breakdown. Prefrontal cortex equals the CEO. This is your rational decision maker. It evaluates options, plans actions, and tries to keep you logical. Limbic system equals the emotional alarm system. This creates urgency, fear, excitement, and desire. It's faster than your prefrontal cortex, which is why emotional decisions often beat logical ones. Orbitofrontal cortex equals the risk calculator. This weighs potential outcomes and assigns emotional value to different choices. It's constantly calculating, what will this feel like? People obey you because of your position. But here's the problem. They only obey you as long as you have the title. People do what you want because you control their rewards. This works but creates dependence and resentment. People obey because they're afraid of the consequences. This creates compliance but kills motivation and loyalty. People follow you because you know something they don't. This is sustainable because people need what you know. People follow you because they like you and want to be like you. This is the most powerful form because it's emotional, not rational. People follow you because you help them understand things differently. This creates understanding, not just compliance. Research shows that 90% of leadership impact comes from psychological presence, not position titles. The most successful leaders understand that power isn't about controlling others. It's about helping others control themselves. Your brain is making decisions for you right now that you'll regret later. But now that you understand how these psychological biases work, you can catch yourself before you fall into the traps. The people who understand these principles aren't necessarily smarter than you. They're just more aware of how their own minds work. If this opened your eyes to how your brain really works, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on psychology, influence, and human behavior.